chemistry. Oh, yeah. That's what you always think of when you think about how cool science is chemistry. All right, guys, a moment you've been waiting for. We are finally getting there. Now, I will tell you, chemistry is not hard, but you do need to be thinking at all times. It is one of those subject areas. So make sure you have your thinking cap on. It will be very brief, but it'll be action-packed, full of all kinds of information. All right, so if you guys look here, this guy's pretty cool. Check out the hairdo, check out the glasses. You know, that's what you think about when you think of a chemist, right? Lab coat. Yeah. Woohoo! All right, so we're going back to what you guys have already learned. It's like, all right, Mrs. LaRue, we just partied over this. Okay, so matter is anything that has mass and takes up space. Yeah, we know that. All right, here's the thing. Matter is neither created nor destroyed. It only changes form. So yes, it only changes from a gas, liquid, and a solid. All right, so atoms are the basic building blocks of all substances in the universe. All things are made up of atoms, just like cells are the simplest part of a living organism, just like atoms is the simplest form of an inorganic substance. Or just substances. We'll leave it at that. Okay, now elements are made up of one kind of atom grouped together and cannot be broken down into simpler substances. So up here, like atoms make up elements, right here, I just want to make a correction here. So there's 92 naturally occurring substances. After that, on the periodic table of elements, they are man-made. All right, so yes, if you make one, yes, you can name it after yourself. If you look here, 92, uranium's the last man-made. After that, they are naturally made, 92, and then the rest are man-made. So if you guys look here, yeah, number 99, Einsteinium. Oh, yeah. Okay, so as we continue on here, so atoms are the simplest form, but within the atom, we do have what is known as subatomic particles. Last year, Swiss scientists found that there actually is more than 3, but for your knowledge today, what we are teaching, we're only teaching 3, okay? All right, so could be a total of 5, but right now it's just 3. All right, so if you guys look here, protons are always positive, and then you have your neutrons, which are neutral, and then your electrons are negative, and they are found in the outside. So yes, these are enclosed into the nucleus of the atom, whereas the electrons, they float around on the outside of the nucleus. See, right here, nucleus, proton, neutron, electrons, they just float about on the outside. Okay, so protons and neutrons, they make up the nucleus of the atom. Electrons, as I said, they float around the nucleus, as you guys can see here. So what I want you guys to do right now, I'm going to start training you guys on how to understand how the periodic table of elements works. So if you look here, count up how many yellow circles, electrons that you guys see in this atom. So if you need to pause it, go ahead and do that and count now. Yes, you are correct. There are 11 electrons. Now, when an atom is stable, when you look at a stable atom on the periodic table of elements, the electrons will always match the number of protons. Okay? So, yes, this particular atom has 11 protons. It's stable. They're both the same. It keeps everything balanced. Okay? So, let's check out and see what is this mystery atom. Okay, so if we look here, what you're doing is you're looking for, let's look at the key here. It says the key, and the atomic number is 11. The atomic number tells you how many protons and how many electrons in a stable atom there are. So we're looking for the atomic number 11 on the periodic table of elements. You are correct. It is sodium. Now, if you look here, it tells you the name below the element symbol, which is sodium, the average atomic mass. The average atomic mass is protons plus neutrons because they're the only subatomic particles that have mass in the atom. The electrons do not. So your atomic mass always is protons plus neutrons. Okay, so protons, I always like to think of them as particles that have a positive charge. I always like to name them positive Paul. Neutrons, they have no electric charge, so that always makes me think of Jimmy Neutron, so there's Jimmy. And then electrons are always negative, okay? They're the negative ones that float around, and I call those negative Nellies. All right, so we got Paul, who's positive, Jimmy, who's neutral, and Nellie, who's negative. Which one are you? All right, so I'm going to have you guys attempt this as your home fun assignment. All right, so I'm going to give you guys 3 elements off the periodic table, and what you're going to do is you're going to tell me how many protons it has, how many neutrons it has, and how many electrons it has, just by looking at it on the periodic table of elements. So, look in here, it says the nucleus of the atom is positively charged. The negatively charged electrons surround the nucleus to balance the charge of the atom, and it's neutral. So this is when it is happy and stable. It's stable. Now, the number of protons always equals the number of electrons when it's stable. The atomic number, which is the number on top of the element symbol, it tells you the number of protons and electrons in the atoms when it's stable. The atomic mass equals neutrons plus protons. All right, so here is what I want you guys to do. We're looking at this periodic table. Step 1, I want you to tell me over here, I want you to do the first 3, okay? So what I want you to do is on hydrogen, I want you to tell me how many protons, how many neutrons, and how many electrons it has when it's stable. Step 2, find the number of protons, electrons, and neutrons and lithium when it's stable. And number 3, I want you to find the number of protons, electrons, and neutrons that potassium, number 19, has when it's stable. Write this out in the flip section of your notebook. This is your home fun. Bring it back to class, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace out.